today I'm going to share with you one of our family favorite recipes. This is a quick, easy go-to for when you're starving to death. Well, you think you are. And you don't have a whole lot of time, or maybe you just don't feel like cooking. So we're going to do this one. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this. And it's going to be quick, it's going to be easy, and it's going to be delicious. One of your new favorites coming right up. Hey, if you're following along and you're watching the videos and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. It really helps my channel a lot, and it's free, doesn't cost you anything, and I'd appreciate it. So let's get back to the video. So today I'm going to share with you one of our family favorite recipes. This is a quick, easy go-to for when you're starving to death. Well, you think you are. And you don't have a whole lot of time, or maybe you just don't feel like cooking. So we're going to do this one. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this. And it's going to be quick, it's going to be easy, and it's going to be delicious. One of your new favorites coming right up. Hey, if you're following along and you're watching the videos and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. It really helps my channel a lot, and it's free, doesn't cost you anything, and I'd appreciate it. So let's get back to the video. I'm going to make a recipe that is a family favorite, and we're going to be using peas, and I'm going to be using 2 cans of peas. And if you have linguiça or chorizo, we're going to use some of that. If you don't have that, kielbasa or Italian sausage works really well with this recipe as well. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to start off by dicing up a medium-sized onion. Now, if you don't like onion, you can leave it out, but it just adds really good flavor to our recipe. This is a simple one. I know it's simple. This is a recipe that a lot of Portuguese people really enjoy, and I can see why. The first time I ever had this or tried it, I was a bit skeptical, but you know what? I'm no longer skeptical because it's absolutely delicious. And this is one that you can put together and you can let it simmer. You can do it in your crock pot. You can do it in your Instant Pot if you really want to do that, or you can just do it on the stove like I'm going to show you today. So let's move to our next step. We happen to have some chorizo, and this is, it's Portuguese chorizo. So I know that there's Mexican chorizo, and you can get ground chorizo, or you can get it in like a stick form. And this is more like the stick form. What we do a lot of times is we use Italian sausage, and I usually get the ground Italian sausage. But this is more traditional, so we're going to do this one today. And either one is really, really tasty. So I'm just going to thinly slice the chorizo. Oh, and it smells so good. This is super smoky. And like I said, if you don't have this kind of sausage, go ahead and use like kielbasa, that'll work. You can use linguiça, you can use chorizo, you can use Italian sausage, but this is smoked, and so the smokiness is really what adds that wonderful flavor to the peas and eggs. Now I'm only going to use about a half a stick because a little bit goes a long way, and I don't want to overpower the peas. Okay, so next we're going to take this over, and I'm going to fix this in our Dutch oven. So let's go over there and put it together. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to turn my burner on to about, excuse me, a medium high, and I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. We'll let that heat up for just a minute, and then we're going to go ahead and get the onions in there and our sausage. Okay, our oil is heated up. We're going to go ahead and put our onions in here. And we're going to start sauteing those for just a minute. And I always use a wooden spoon. I don't know, I just like it better. And I love my Dutch oven, so I do a lot of cooking in my Dutch oven. It's probably my most used tool in the kitchen besides my wooden spoons. Okay, so we're gonna get those going for just a minute, and then we're gonna throw our sausage in. Go ahead and get our sausage in there. This smells so good. It's really, really hard to find chorizo or a really good linguiça where we are. It's almost impossible. So instead of beating ourselves up trying to locate it, because we've already done that, we now just go online and we order it. But if you don't have that, don't have the time, or you just plain don't care about sausage like this, then get some hot Italian sausage and just crumble it up in here and cook that instead. Okay, I'm going to turn that down to a medium, just so we don't burn anything, and let it finish its little thing there. I'm going to do, once those onions are starting to look a little translucent and our sausage is getting some color on it, as you can see, we're starting to get a little color on that sausage. I'm going to go in with some garlic. And once again, if you like fresh garlic or you have fresh garlic around, be my guest. But I'm going to go in with about 2 tablespoons of garlic. And I use the minced garlic that's already cut up, and I love that. I'm just going to stir it out a little bit because we don't want garlic to burn. We're just going to let it kind of do its thing with its flavoring for just about a minute. Oh boy, does this smell good. Next, I am going in with some sambal. It's a chili sauce, and you can get this in your grocery store. Or if you're Portuguese, call it moligueta. Moligueta tends to have a little bit more salt in it than sambal. And the sambal just wakes up the flavor a little bit. And we like it with just a little bit of heat, so I'd say about 2 tablespoons worth. If you don't like a lot of heat, go in with 1 tablespoon worth. It's not going to be super spicy, but it helps add to the flavor. All right, we've got that in there. Now, next thing we're going to add is we have 2 cans of peas, and they're 15 ounces. And we're using canned peas. If you got frozen peas, you can use those. But we're going to put the liquid in as well as the peas, just like this. And I'm going to fill the can with water and add 1 can of water to this as well. There we go. Now we're just going to let these spices kind of marry together, mingling around. We're going to let this simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes, just because I want to make sure it gets all the flavor in there. And you know, you could do this and have this ready from beginning to end in 30 minutes. But if you really want that flavor in there, let it simmer a little bit. So like I said, I'm going to let this simmer for about 20 minutes, and then we'll come back and I'm going to show you the rest of the recipe. Let me show you this. This is what the package looks like of what I put in today's recipe. This is the brand of chorizo that we purchased. Now, I'm sure there are other brands and there are people who make their own. I'm just not that good. I wouldn't know how to start to make that. But I do know that I enjoy a good smoky rich sausage, and this one is really good. We ordered it online, and we ordered it from a store in Massachusetts. Do you remember the name of that store in Massachusetts? Yeah, I'll have to look that up. If you have any questions, drop me a note and I'll get back to you. Okay? Now we're coming to the fun part. This is the fun part. We're going to add some eggs to our peas. You guys, trust me, try this. It's really good. It's super simple and it's so delicious, and it's really warming for these cooler fall days. So give this one a shot. Okay, so we're going to crack the eggs right into our peas, and we're going to just drop them in just like you're going to poach them. We're just going to drop them in just like this. This is adding protein into our peas and eggs, obviously eggs. And there's another reason why the Portuguese people ate peas and eggs, is because it added extra protein. There we go. Now you can cook these if you want to, kind of a softer, like a poached egg, but we prefer cooking them until the yolk is hard, and that's traditionally the way that it's made. So I'm going to let these cook until the eggs are completely cooked all the way through. So I'm going to just put my lid onto my Dutch oven. Okay, and we are back, and I believe our peas and eggs are done. Look at that. And this is what it looks like when it's all done. I'm going to go ahead and dish some of this up. And as you can see, we have, oh, this smells delicious. I can't wait to try this. Okay, let's try this. Look at that. Okay, so it is ready. We're going to give this a taste. It smells amazing. Here is what my bite looks like. Now you'll notice that there's green, it's in a red bowl, and there's a yellow yolk. Guess what? Colors of the flags of Portugal. So let's give this a try. This is so good. Gotta give this a try, you guys. Super easy. You can do this. And it's delicious. And it's not your ordinary Monday through Friday workday meal. This is delicious. I promise you, once you have this, you're gonna put it on your menu rotation. Thanks for joining me today, guys. I am going to serve this up on the table right now. You guys have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you next time. Bye now. So let me give you a little bit of history behind the peas and eggs and where it comes from and why it's made the way that it is. So peas and eggs is a Portuguese recipe that the Portuguese people came up with many years ago. And the Portuguese people who lived on the islands had to come up with ways of making their food last and making it stretch. They weren't blessed with having tons of meat on the island. They had a lot of fish and they had vegetables. And so there were times when they had to figure out and be a little bit creative about recipes that they could make and share with their families that the family would enjoy but wouldn't necessarily miss having a red meat, something like that in their diet. So what they did was they decided to try a recipe using just a small amount of linguiça or chorizo as the meat, and then the peas and the rest of the seasonings to create a meal. And usually what they would serve that with would be either a coarse cornbread or a very dense bread that they baked. This kept their families eating and full and happy and not really missing the lack of having a lot of meat. The Portuguese people, all about fish. They eat a ton of fish and peas and eggs and a lot of different recipes, but it's more lean towards a fish diet than it is towards, say, a beef-filled diet. Most of the sausages that I know of are based on pork.